All right. Hello, hello. Oh, I screwed it up. We're back. I can't hear you, though. Can you hear me? Okay. Can't hear you. We've been here before. Why do I can't hear you? Let's see. Does it show you transmitting? It does show you transmitting. Okay, hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on, squad. Maybe it's me. Yes, it is me. Okay, hang on. Default. Say something now? Oh, no. Okay, hang on. It's not there yet. We're almost there. Oh, I got a throat clear.
It's me. You hear me now?
Hello.
Hello, my friend.
Does Discord ever just like, you know, you have everything like set and then they're just like, nah, you know, like you boot it up. So in my sound settings, I don't know why do monitors show up as like audio devices, by the way? Have you noticed that?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't get it.
Well, so it had like, I don't know why it had auto change to a monitor, even though it wasn't and then right above it, it said default speakers. I'm like, yeah, let's go ahead and go with default. You know, why not? Why not do that? So anyway, hello, my friend. How are you today?
I'm good, man. How about yourself?
Doing all right. You know, it's Friday, so excited for the weekend.
You got any plans?
My wife's having a girls' night tonight, so I don't know what I'm doing tonight.
Are you on dad duty or are you?
No, our kids are usually in bed before we do any shenanigans.
Okay.
So I'll probably
you got the night to yourself, basically.
Yeah, a little mini. It's not Chancellor weekend, is that right?
Yeah, little Chancellor night.
It's a little lore drop for you guys when the guys have a bachelor night. At some point, maybe you started calling it Chancellor night, or
I think my phone autocorrected bachelor to Chancellor, and so we've just been running with it.
Yeah.
Ever since.
And then I got a baby due here in a few weeks. So
coming up.
Well, other than that, man, not much has been going on. What have you been up to?
Sorry, I just realized I didn't send this message I needed to send earlier. But just working, man. Same old, same old. Nothing really. Well, this isn't anytime soon, but we're going to Australia. I don't know if I told you that.
Oh, cool. To see your girlfriend's family, or?
Yeah. So we
cool.
finally pulled the trigger, and that'll be early next year.
Have you been to Australia?
Say again?
Have you been to Australia?
No.
Oh, cool.
I haven't. It'll be my first time meeting that side of her fam.
All I know of Australia is just like the worst of the worst, deadliest creatures.
Right? Yeah, like keep me away from the spiders, please. I've just heard bad things about them, and I already am a big baby when it comes to spiders.
When I was a science teacher another life ago, 15 years ago, I remember I did like a biology unit on like the world's deadliest creatures. Australia. They were all Australia for the most part. So
I believe it, man. I mean, that's always like what you're hearing about, like the snakes and spiders and insects over there.
Yeah. So even some of the cute stuff over there.
Yeah.
There was like a tree frog or something that was super deadly. It was like, never touch this. But anyway.
So yeah, hopefully we're not running into those, but I don't know. I don't know what's in store in Australia, but yeah, that's like that's like half a year away, but that's like the only interesting piece of news in my world right now.
We have Age of Umbra starting next week with Session 0. I'm really excited about Age of Umbra, getting the CR cast back together for an 8-episode miniseries. This is the longest miniseries we've had since the original EXU.
That's right. Yeah. Have they said anything more about it yet?
So it's in
Like it
the
doesn't take place in Exandria, does it?
no. I think this is in like a pretty dark world. Maybe Umbra. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be a pretty dark story, as how they've put it. They are doing their session 0. Notably, Laura and Liam are not going to be present. But I think what I read was the official marketing said that they would be joining at some point.
Interesting.
So I wonder if it's like a Chetney Pakapi kind of situation or what exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure.
Curious.
Yeah. So
yeah,
that'll run 8 weeks, and then they said they're going to take a week off for the 4th of July. So that'll take us to end of July, I think.
Yeah, I guess so.
And then
or go ahead.
I was gonna say then maybe we'd get some C4 news after that.
Yeah.
For like maybe the fall.
And then that leads us into like a bunch of those live shows too, right?
That's true.
Around that time.
That's right, actually. You're right. Yeah.
So yeah, I wonder if they're planning on just maybe like, I mean, I don't know. Could be 2026 even, but
it could be. Did you watch the live show?
No. Did you?
I did. It was very good. Robbie was excellent.
Yeah, I've seen some like not clips, but I mean, I guess they were clips, but I wasn't like watching them for context. But it looked like both he and Matt were behind the DM screen, so it made me curious, like what was going on there.
Yeah, Robbie was awesome. Robbie was in his element. Definitely carried the entire show. And
interesting. Okay,
if it had been,
I'm excited to check it out.
If it had been anyone else, I just wonder how good it would have been. He was awesome. Really, really good. So yeah, it's interesting. I posted about this in the Discord about C4. The character sheet, that channel put out a video that seemed to be complaining about Age of Umbra. Like the video title was called C4 delayed again, like exclamation mark or something. And, it was kind of like, oh, we're getting Age of Umbra. Like, I guess that means no C4. And so I shared it in the Discord and was just kind of like, fam, like, what do we think about this? And, it was kind of an interesting take from this channel, not to like bring up another channel and like razz them, but I'm surprised that there's people who feel like, who feel that way, that C4 is being delayed when, we never had an announcement date. And I also feel like it just ended, but
I do too. I mean, how long has it been? I guess it's like a couple months.
Yeah. I mean, I've never been in a campaign hiatus before, so I don't know what's normal.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like there's not really a normal because like in C1 to C2, it was still so new. Like, I mean, yes, it'd been going on for like 3 years, but they were really like coming into their own. And then C2 to C3 was pandemic. So like that was weird.
Yeah. It was actually the last episode aired a lot earlier or a lot longer ago than I realized. February 6th. So a little over 3 months ago.
Not too long, but yeah. But I'm with you. Like if there'd been an announcement and then they're like, well, we're actually going to do this now instead, then that would make sense. But like, yeah, there's no delay on something that was never announced.
Well, and also for a channel that covers everything CR related, I have a hard time believing this is the first time they heard about Age of Umbra, because Matt talked about Age of Umbra in, I don't know if it was a cooldown or in one of like the like four-sided dives or something. I can't remember what it was. I think maybe it was like in one of those like what's coming in the future or something, and he said that they would be doing Age of Umbra in the summertime. So I've been waiting for Age of Umbra. I wasn't surprised by it, but anyway, I guess the whole thing's kind of an interesting. I guess you guys let us know if you feel like C4 is being unfairly delayed, or if I don't know, we should let him cook, because I'm kind of the latter. I'm like, hey, it takes a lot as a DM to get the juices flowing. You can't
especially since it's seemingly going to be not like crazy different, but like it could be different. So
I think we're going to get a time jump is what I think.
Yeah.
Is my guess.
Feels like it.
Yeah.
At least.
And
with Umbra being Daggerheart makes me think that C4 won't be. Not that there's really any concrete conclusion to draw from that, but
I don't know. I think they could probably like test this and see, do people really care about
like a trial?
Do they really care about the system, or do they care about the cast? And I do think it may be more of the cast, and so they may be testing that. But I don't know. So
that's fair.
I'm also keen to like just see Daggerheart in play, because I haven't seen an extended.
Did you watch? I guess not, but watch any of, because I haven't watched them. But they have like that. It's like an ongoing one shot.
Yeah,
no, that's not the right way to put it.
I haven't seen.
But they've played Daggerheart like a couple different times, and I'm pretty sure it's like been a connected story the whole time.
Yeah. Glimmy says campaign for Blade Runner 1254.
I've never seen Blade Runner.
I haven't seen the second one. The first one's really good. I've seen the intro of the second one with the guy from Guardians of the Galaxy. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know. I haven't seen it, so I don't know. Ryan Gosling's like the main guy, right?
Yeah. What if I thought that was Quill?
I thought that was Chris Pratt.
Yeah, that's Peter Quill, right? Ryan Gosling.
Wait, so Chris Pratt in it? Is that who you're talking about?
No, I'm talking about the guy who plays Drax.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. I think Dave Bautista.
Yes, dude. I think
I did know
he was low key one of my rising favorite actors.
Yeah,
he does pretty well in dramatic roles. You should watch the intro to Blade Runner on YouTube, and just see the scene that he's in, because he's fantastic. He's really good in the opening.
I've heard that movie was phenomenal.
Isn't it Dennis? What is it? Villanueva?
Oh, is it him?
What's his last name?
I always get tripped up on that name. I think it is, actually.
I just can't remember his last name. Yeah, Villanueva. Yeah, or Villanueva. I was gonna say something else about that, and I don't remember what it was. But I was gonna say, yeah, it takes time as a DM to let the creative juices flow and actually, I think sometimes people might just perceive that Matt, which I'm sure Matt is just bountiful in ideas and creative energy. But world building and developing sessions and all this stuff takes a lot of work. So in one of my campaigns, they about a month and a half ago, I think, they finished the arc that they were in, and kind of finished that location with a quest being given to them to head east to this other place. So East, always to the east. So for the last 45 days, I've been marinating and developing plot threads and characters and things they would run into. And the way they were going to get there was going to be a guy who shuttles them out of town, whatever. Well, I had a player this past Wednesday who basically there were some prisoners in the town, and what I expected was the players to be are the prisoners still here? And me be yeah, but you can't get them out. And for them to be oh, darn it, and go east. What happened instead was basically a 3-hour session of hijinks where my players were committed to freeing these prisoners, stealing the flagship of the Empire, and flying west.
Oh, no.
And I told them full on in the first half hour, I said, guys, this is all from the cuff, because I thought you guys were leaving town at the start of this session, and now we're stealing a ship and rescuing prisoners. But anyway, so now they're heading west to an entirely different place. And so I'm and our next session's on Monday. And so I'm oh no, how am I going to create And you can like pick up and play some of those things in other areas, but anyway, all that to say, it's pretty tough to just, drop of a hat, create stuff, I guess. So
for sure, 100%. Like it always stressed me out every session, just like wanting to feel prepared and stuff. So I can't even imagine the CR level campaign. But like, like even if we wipe away all of those factors, like a Critical Role campaign is a behemoth. You know what I mean? Like they're going to be doing that for the next 3 to 4 years. Like maybe they want not vacation necessarily because they're doing all of these other things like Age of Umbra and these live shows. Like maybe they just want some time to like not have the massive campaign week to week responsibility for a while, like that's why I wouldn't even be surprised if it was 2026. Like I hope it's before then, but like, I don't think it's been drawn out or delayed, and like at least how I'm perceiving it. I'm sure I'm not saying they dislike doing the main campaigns, but I'm sure it's nice to kind of have a break and get a chance to explore other things for a while too.
And I have to imagine like they really want to get it right, if that makes sense. I think it's a bit silly to ignore like the brand element of this. There's a ton of money wrapped up in CR. There's a lot of like related projects, Legend of Vox Machina, Mighty Nine. Yeah. Could we get a Bell's Hells animated? We don't know, but so many things are tied to the live tabletop game that I wouldn't be surprised that they would. I'd be surprised if they were just like, okay, we're on to the next one, just to keep the stream going. I mean, especially like with Beacon and like thinking about how do they want to keep Beacon involved with the show. And I even wonder, like, are they wanting to do campaign 4 abridged at a little bit of a quicker pace than they did with C3? And so like what man hours, what would need to be involved to make that happen? Because I think C3 Abridged started like maybe episode 70 or 80, like a little halfway through, I think. So maybe they want that to be like a 10 episode lapse to keep people involved in the campaign so they don't fall off. I don't know, but
and I mean, who knows what they're doing? They certainly have a million plates in the air, but they could already be 20 eps deep recorded on C4 for all we know.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like, and they are just building up that backlog and, letting things like abridged cook or stuff. Like, that wouldn't be my guess as to what's happening, but I mean, it's certainly possible.
Yeah. I think this might be like a conversation for like a later video, but now that we've had a few months, how has C3 sat in your mind now that we're away from it? Or have you given it much thought?
I wouldn't say I've given it too much thought. So like, certainly nothing has changed for me. Like I not, which I don't mean that in a good or bad way, I guess, but just like, I still enjoyed it just as much as I did. I guess.
I feel the same way. Yeah. And my, critiques haven't really changed either, but are also not very severe. Like I mentioned, the lack of consequences it felt at the end of it felt a little too neat for me. Though we did get you didn't watch the live show. We did get, light spoiler, confirmation that Bell's Hells does have to flee the Dawn City. I can't think of the name.
People aren't happy.
Yeah. So they, without saying more, they have to leave.
Wait, is the live show canon?
It is canon.
I thought it was just like a crazy.
It's canon.
Aren't they like random characters?
No, they're characters from like the different campaigns, but all doing something.
They're all like together though?
Yeah.
And it's canon?
Yes.
I'm interested to see how that came to be.
It makes sense after you watch it.
Okay.
The only reason I confirm it's canon is because there was a Reddit thread on this exact discussion, and I'm 98% sure that Matt confirmed in the cooldown that yes, it's canon.
Okay, interesting. Well, yeah.
So,
I mean, not I was gonna watch it anyway, but
yeah.
I assumed it was just one of those weird like zany battle royale kind of takes place out of the canon episodes.
Yeah.
So that has me more curious now.
Yeah. But going back to my original point, it makes the cleanliness of the end of C3 feel a little bit better, that it wasn't just like, because there was like, I think like a religious leader at the end of C3 who was like, everyone will understand, it'll be okay, like, come on pal, let's go. And I'm like, what? And so that got a little resolved for me, I think, a little bit. So
Yeah.
I feel a little bit better about it. But the reason I asked you was because since we're between campaigns, I do follow the CR subreddit, despite Reddit in general being a pretty miserable place. And there have been a handful of discussions on like retrospectively C3 and should I watch C3, and you know, Shardgate has come up and different characters have come up, and you know, it was interesting to kind of reflect on it a little bit. So
yeah,
it's also very interesting how people remember things like Shardgate from C3 now that time has passed. Like there was a Reddit comment I read that was like how Ashton or Taliesin like manipulated Ashley, like, so, or through his character, like forced Fern to like follow him up to the top of the ziggurat and like hand over the shard. And I was like, I don't think that's what happened. But then again, I guess it's just how people perceived it in the moment. So
yeah, certainly was a moment.
Some juicy drama. But well, as we're getting towards the end of our stream, have you been playing anything lately?
Well, the only game I play is Archero.
Oh no,
which is sad.
You gotta cut the cord, man.
I mean, it's not that I like don't have time. Like I could make time for some games, but really like the only time I really make is like when I'm doing random stuff. And so a mobile game is like the easiest to slot in. But no, yeah, I really want to play Expedition 33. I need to finish Disco Elysium, and I want to play the new Doom too.
Yeah, I watched Shroud playing it. It looked pretty good.
And I want to try the Bazaar since you and Nate are having so much fun with it.
Yes, the Bazaar is very
But that
fun.
one worries me because I don't want to get like, I don't need another Archero on my hands. You know what I mean?
I just think a Battlegrounds junkie like you would just go crazy over it. And I started watching a guy on YouTube a couple days ago who like exclusively plays Bazaar or Bazaar. And he mentioned in his stream that he used to be, I guess he was talking to his viewers. He's got like 250,000 subscribers. And so the videos are always massive. Dang. And he used to be not Battlegrounds. What was the
League of Legends one?
Yeah.
What was that called?
That one basically.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, you know, all my viewers who found me there who, you know, now, you know, I like to re-explain like what this game is and it's the best game ever. And so like clearly there's like a connection with that type of game that people are finding a home in. I really like it. I very much like it. And you get a free arena or a free ranked play every day. So you can do one free one every day, which is nice.
So it is. So do you have to pay for every other ranked game, or how does that work?
You pay like in the in-game currency, which you acquire as you know, play the game, and you know, that kind of stuff. It's just like Battlegrounds, except they use diamonds instead of gold. It's the same concept though.
But like Battlegrounds, you don't have to like pay to play.
True. There's ranked you have to pay to play. Pay to play is the wrong word. Ranked you need a ticket to do it. You get a free one every day, and then otherwise it costs 100 diamonds, which you get.
So is it kind of like energy in Archero, where like you get you can buy energy with real money, but like
you don't get it passively in the sense of like you're only going to get one free one a day. Okay. But then like, you know, as you play the game and get, you
earn diamonds and
you also get free tickets all the time. So at one point I had like 6 or 7 free tickets. And then you have just regular play too, which it'd be like if Battlegrounds had a ranked mode and then a normal play, and you had to spend like those blue crystals or whatever to do like the ranked one would be what it's like.
Are there other, aside from that, is there any like competitive pay to win? Like, is there anything you can pay to like be better at the game. You know what I mean? Like,
No.
I don't even know enough to ask, but like in
No.
terms of like the heroes you pick or like the items you can have.
Yes. Which I don't know if Battlegrounds has this, but you can unlock heroes you can play as, because every hero is different, like has different abilities, just like in Battlegrounds, and they're not all available to start with. You're given a free one. There's 4 total. You're given a free one. The second one's 80% off, and these are all with diamonds.
Okay.
And I just haven't bought my second one because I don't know which one I want to play. But
so do you play the same hero every single game?
I do. So, but they're unique enough that there's like a lot of different builds.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Yeah, I want to check it out.
There's my 3 minutes of advertising for Bazaar. So
shout out to Reynad.
Yeah. So anyway. Well, fam, I think that's going to do it for today. Thank you for tuning in for today's stream. I think this next week we don't really have much scheduled. We'll have Worlds Beyond at some point, which the new episode was very good. We haven't listened to it yet.
I haven't listened to it yet. I was gonna say next weekend's when I'm out of town for the graduation, so I won't be able to do the stream next week.
Okay, cool. But other than that, we'll be watching Age of Umbra Session 0 in the Discord on Thursday, and you guys are.
There was nothing yesterday, was right?
Correct. Nothing yesterday.
Okay.
All right.
Well, yeah, I'm excited for that.
Thank you, guys.
Alrighty, y'all. Have a great weekend.